Aslamu alaikum, brother and sisters, are your pains trying to tell you something? 7 spiritual meanings behind your struggles. My dear brothers and sisters, have you ever felt unexplainable pain, exhaustion, or tension that doesn't seem to have any medical reason? Perhaps you've experienced persistent aches, constant fatigue, or discomfort that no doctor can explain. But what if these pains aren't just random occurrences? What if they carry a deeper, hidden message? As Muslims, we understand that pain is never without meaning. It can serve as a test, a means of purification, or even a sign from Allah, guiding us towards something greater than we can comprehend. The Prophet Muhammad reassured us of this when he said, "No fatigue, nor disease, nor sorrow, nor sadness, nor hurt, nor distress befalls a Muslim, even if it were the prick he receives from a thorn, but that Allah expiates some of his sins for that." Bukhari and Muslim. But what if the pain you're experiencing isn't just physical? What if it is linked to something much deeper, your spiritual state, your connection with Allah, and your life's purpose? Today we are going to explore 7 profound meanings behind the physical struggles you may be going through. Understanding these signs can change the way you view your hardships and bring you closer to Allah. So pay close attention. Your pain might be trying to tell you something that could transform your journey. 1. Your pain might be a sign of overload. One of the most common struggles people face is constant headaches or mental exhaustion. My dear brothers and sisters, if your mind is always tired, if you feel overwhelmed, overworked, or mentally drained, know that this isn't a coincidence. It is a sign that something deeper is at play. The Prophet Muhammad taught us about the importance of balance, reminding us that our body has rights over us. Reflect on your life for a moment. Are you carrying too much stress? Do you find yourself overthinking, constantly worrying, or pressuring yourself to the point of exhaustion? When the mind is overburdened, the body responds with pain. It's a signal, a warning from your soul telling you to slow down, reassess, and realign yourself with what truly matters. Instead of numbing your stress with distractions, social media, entertainment, or temporary escapes, seek true relief in salah, dhikr, and moments of quiet reflection with Allah. Even the strongest believers need rest. If you've been experiencing frequent headaches or exhaustion, ask yourself, am I carrying burdens that Allah never intended for me to bear? Let go of the unnecessary weight, put your trust in Him, and allow yourself to breathe. 2. The weight of silent struggles. Sometimes the heaviest burdens in life are not the ones others can see. Life has a way of making us feel drained, not just physically, but emotionally and spiritually as well. The exhaustion pressing on your heart, the sleepless nights filled with worries, and the struggles that no one else seems to notice. These are all signs that Allah is testing and strengthening you. The Prophet Muhammad said, "When Allah loves a servant, He tests him." Tirmidhi. Think about your life. Have you ever felt like you're constantly fighting battles no one else knows about? The disappointments, the rejections, the loneliness, these struggles are not meaningless. They are a process Allah is using to purify you and bring you closer to Him. But here's the real question. Do you recognize these tests for what they truly are? Many people mistake hardship for punishment, when in reality it is purification. Allah is not burdening you, He is refining you, elevating you, and preparing you for something far greater. Instead of asking, "Why me?" ask yourself, "What is Allah trying to teach me?" No struggle is ever wasted. Every hardship endured with patience removes sins, raises your rank, and shapes you into the person Allah wants you to become. 3. When life feels like a constant test. Have you ever felt like no matter how hard you try, life keeps throwing obstacles in your path? Just when things seem to get better, another challenge comes crashing down. My dear brothers and sisters, this isn't random. This is how Allah strengthens those He loves. The Prophet Muhammad said, "The most severely tested people are the prophets, then those nearest to them, then those nearest to them." Tirmidhi. Ask yourself, why do some people seem to go through life effortlessly while others face hardship after hardship? The truth is, those whom Allah loves the most are often tested the most. Hardship is not a rejection, it is a refinement. Just as gold is purified through fire, your soul is purified through trials. But here's the mistake many people make. They view their struggles as burdens rather than blessings in disguise. Instead of thinking, why is this happening to me? Shift your perspective to, what is Allah preparing me for? Every challenge, every delay, and every setback is a stepping stone towards something greater. You are not being broken, you are being built. 4. When the world feels like it's pushing you away. Have you ever felt like you don't belong? Like the people around you don't truly understand you? No matter how much you try to fit in, something always feels off. This isn't a mistake, it's a sign. The Prophet Muhammad said, Islam began as something strange, and it will return to being strange. So blessed are the strangers. Muslim. Those who hold firmly to their faith, strive for truth, and refuse to follow the crowd will always stand out. In a world full of distractions and deception, being different is not a weakness, it's a blessing. But the reality is, when you choose to remain firm on the straight path, not everyone will support you. Some people will distance themselves. Others may mock or misunderstand you. You may even find yourself questioning if it's worth it. But remember this, if the world pushes you away, it is only pushing you closer to Allah. Stay firm, embrace the discomfort, and remind yourself, you weren't created to blend in, you were created to stand out. 5. When you start losing people from your life. As time passes, you may notice that certain friendships and relationships begin to fade. What once felt strong suddenly weakens, and people you thought would always be there start drifting away. At first, this might feel like a painful loss, but in reality, it is divine protection. Allah knows what is in the hearts of people, even when we do not. Sometimes Allah removes certain individuals from our lives because they are not meant to walk the same path as us. Perhaps their presence was delaying your spiritual growth. Perhaps their influence was holding you back. The Prophet Muhammad said, "A man follows the religion of his close friend, so let one of you look at whom he befriends." Abu Dawood. Instead of chasing after those who leave, trust that Allah is making space for better company. When people walk away, it is not always a rejection. It is a redirection towards something far better. 6 and 7. When your heart is being prepared for something greater. At some point, the things that once excited you may start to feel empty. Entertainment, socializing, and distractions no longer satisfy you. This isn't random. It is a sign that Allah is shifting your heart towards something greater. And as this happens, even your du'as will change. You will stop asking for material things and start asking for guidance, closeness to Allah, and purification of your heart. This transformation is not a loss. It is preparation for something far more meaningful. Conclusion. Every struggle, every loss, and every test is not without purpose. If you truly pay attention, you will realize Allah is calling you back to Him. Are you listening? May Allah grant us patience, strength, and unwavering faith. Amen. Everything you experience has a purpose. My dear brothers and sisters, every pain, every hardship, and every test you go through is not without reason. The discomfort you feel, the loss you endure, and the struggles you face daily, they are all part of a greater plan, a divine wisdom that we may not always comprehend in the moment. Often we question why life is so difficult, why certain things happen to us, or why we must go through trials while others seem to live in ease. But do we truly understand the purpose behind our struggles? Allah reminds us in the Quran, do the people think that they will be left to say, we believe, and they will not be tested? Surah Al-Ankabut 29:2. Tests are a sign that Allah cares for you. He is preparing you, cleansing you, and bringing you closer to Him. Your struggles are not a sign of rejection. They are a sign of refinement. Let's go deeper into the spiritual meanings behind our pains and hardships, and how they serve as a means of elevation rather than destruction. 8. When your heart feels heavy for no reason. Have you ever woken up feeling overwhelmed with sadness, emptiness, or a sense of heaviness in your heart, even when everything in life seems fine? This is not an accident. Your soul might be yearning for something deeper, a stronger connection with Allah. Sometimes our hearts carry burdens we cannot even explain. It's not always because of external circumstances. Rather, it is our soul's way of seeking spiritual nourishment. Just as the body feels weak when deprived of food, the heart feels heavy when it lacks the remembrance of Allah. The Prophet Muhammad said, "The difference between one who remembers his Lord and one who does not is like the difference between the living and the dead." Bukhari and Muslim. If your heart feels unsettled, ask yourself, when was the last time I truly connected with Allah in prayer? Have I been feeding my soul with Quran, dhikr, and sincere dua? Am I carrying sins that are weighing me down, preventing me from feeling inner peace? The cure for a heavy heart is turning back to Allah. The more we seek Him, the lighter our hearts will feel. 9. When doors keep closing in your life. Have you ever experienced moments where no matter how hard you try, things just don't seem to work out? You strive for success, yet you face failure after failure. You set goals, but obstacles keep appearing. You make plans, yet everything seems to fall apart. My dear brothers and sisters, this is not a coincidence. It is protection. Allah is not denying you, He is redirecting you. We often think we know what's best for us, but only Allah knows what truly benefits us in the long run. Sometimes He closes doors because that path was not good for your deen. That opportunity would have harmed you more than helped you. He is preparing you for something far greater than what you were seeking. Allah tells us in the Quran, "But perhaps you hate a thing and it is good for you, and perhaps you love a thing and it is bad for you, and Allah knows while you know not." Surah Al-Baqarah 2216. So the next time something doesn't work out in your life, instead of feeling defeated, say, "Ya Allah, I trust your plan. If this is not for me, guide me to what is better," and believe with full certainty that Allah never closes a door without preparing a better one for you to walk through. 10. When everything feels meaningless and empty. There comes a point in life where the things that once excited you no longer bring joy. The activities, the entertainment, the distractions, all start to feel shallow and meaningless. This isn't depression. This isn't just boredom. This is a sign that your soul is longing for something greater. Allah is slowly disconnecting you from the temporary pleasures of this world so that you can seek the eternal joy of the hereafter. The Prophet Muhammad said, "Be in this world as though you were a stranger or a traveler." Bukhari. If you feel empty, despite having everything you once wanted, take a moment to reflect. Have I been investing more in my dunya than in my akhirah? Have I been chasing happiness in temporary things instead of seeking peace in my relationship with Allah? Am I focusing too much on material success while neglecting my soul? True fulfillment does not come from wealth, status, or worldly achievements. It comes from knowing Allah, loving Him, and preparing for the eternal life that awaits us. If this world starts to feel empty, it means your heart is awakening to something greater. Don't fight the feeling, embrace it. 11. When your duas begin to change. One of the most beautiful signs that Allah is guiding you is when you notice a shift in your duas. Perhaps in the past you used to ask for more wealth, success, recognition, or material gains. But now your heart craves something deeper. Instead of saying, "Ya Allah, give me this," you find yourself saying, "Ya Allah, guide me. Ya Allah, purify my heart. Ya Allah, make me among those whom you love." This is a sign of spiritual growth. When your heart begins to detach from the temporary pleasures of this world and longs for something eternal, know that Allah is elevating you. The Prophet Muhammad said, "When Allah intends good for a person, He puts them through trials." Bukhari. If you've felt a change in your du'as lately, if you find yourself seeking Allah's pleasure over worldly desires, rejoice, for this means your heart is being guided towards something far greater than what you once sought. 12. When pain becomes a path to Allah. Every hardship, every loss, and every difficulty you experience is shaping you into the person Allah wants you to be. Pain is not the enemy. Pain is the path. It is through our struggles that we discover who we truly are, what truly matters in life, how much we need Allah. Allah does not burden us with trials to break us. He sends them to purify us, strengthen us, and bring us back to Him. So when life gets difficult, when the tests seem never-ending, hold on to your faith. Say, "Ya Allah, I trust your plan. Give me patience, strengthen my heart, and never let me stray from you." For in the end, every hardship we endure for the sake of Allah will be replaced with something far greater than we can imagine. Final words. Are you paying attention? My dear brothers and sisters, nothing in your life is random. Every struggle, every setback, and every pain carries a message from Allah. The question is, are you paying attention? The Prophet Muhammad said, "Whoever Allah intends good for, He puts them through trials." Bukhari. Instead of seeing your hardships as punishments, see them as signs that Allah has not forgotten you. He is guiding you, refining you, and preparing you for something far greater than you can imagine. So trust the process, have patience, and always remember, Allah never takes something away without replacing it with something better. If this message resonated with you, say, Ya Allah, strengthen my faith in the comments below. May Allah guide us all, keep our hearts firm upon His deen, and grant us the highest ranks in Jannah. Ameen.